What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another viewer suggested video. If you're unfamiliar with what I've been doing lately, I've been asking you guys, the community, what you want to see. I think it's a little bit better for the time being to put out subjects that you guys are more interested in rather than just whatever I feel like making at the time. So how do you submit to this? Every Sunday when I put out a video, I will make a community post on my YouTube channel asking you guys for the topic of the week. If you are selected, I will comment on it, let you know you've been selected, and let you know when the video is coming out. So after you watch this video on the release day, head over to the community page sometime during the day, look for the community post. If you want to see it right when it happens, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon. It will let you know whenever I upload new content or make a post on my community page. So what are we getting into today? Well, our topic today comes from Andrew Van Baron. Andrew Van Baron is asking, when is it worth to buy a bond/membership and how to upkeep a bond? I like this one the most because I feel like a lot of people struggle with this. So there are some people out there that don't want to pay real world money to play a video game, and they think it's way better that you can upkeep membership in the game. But there are also people out there like me where I just pay a membership fee every single month because I want my money for in the game. Now, regardless of how you look at it, whether I want to pay IRL cash or I want to use my in-game cash to upkeep a bond, I have the means to do both, but not everybody does. As far as a bond goes, I could make enough money for an old school bond in just a few hours being a max player, but not everybody has that option. So we're going to go through different ways to upkeep a bond, as well as how you should get to that bond and maintain it. So the first thing is the initial cost of membership. Right now, membership is $12.49 per month. That is US dollars, up from $10.99 as of May 4th. And I think that's like $8.99 GBP and $10.99 in euros or something like that. I can't do the conversion in my head, but it's pretty close if that's not it. So membership for old school RuneScape is quite expensive for the game that it actually is. Old school RuneScape is 20 years old. The graphics are dated, the mechanics are dated, so why do people want to pay that much for membership? Well, for me, I've been grandfathered into membership since it was $7.49. So that was a long time ago. Like when old school RuneScape started, I've had a recurring membership ever since then. It's never stopped. So I'm still actually paying $7.50 a month, which really isn't that bad. It's a little more than half of what it costs now for new members. So just based on the price of membership nowadays alone, you can really see why people want to upkeep their membership with in-game currency rather than spending their own money. I mean, that's over $120 a year now for RuneScape. It's over $140 a year just to play old school RuneScape. When I started playing old school RuneScape, or rather RuneScape 2, at the time, membership was only $5. So 12 months at $5, $60 a year. So it's increased by double over the years, but there's a lot of things that go into that as to why the price increase happens. Everything's going up, everything's more expensive now, and just sheer volume of content, anything like that. So how do we get to the point where we can start buying bonds to keep our membership going? Well, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is going to be spend some real life money. I know we just went over the cost of membership and all that, but you're gonna wanna spend some money to get to a point where you can upkeep the account with bonds. You're not gonna create an account at level 3, walk into the game and be able to make millions of GP every 14 days to get yourself a bond. At the current time that this video is being released, old school bonds are 6.8 million GP each. That is if you buy it from another player or you buy it from the Grand Exchange. Now, as soon as you buy a bond, it becomes untradeable and has to be activated by the receiving player, which costs 686,000 GP roughly, making the total cost of buying and converting a bond 7.5 million GP. And that bond only lasts for 14 days, not a month, 14 days. So we have to figure out how can we make 7.5 mil that we can pretty much just throw away every 14 days. Now, there are very slight benefits to converting more than one bond at one time. You can actually get 29 days of membership for 2 bonds and 45 days of membership for 3 bonds, which is 3 days extra compared to 3 bonds separately redeemed. So if you want to spend 22.5 mil at one time for 3 bonds, it is a better value to do that because you're going to get 3 extra days for that cost. And well, I mean, that's just money right there. It's better value for more of the product that you're getting, which is RuneScape membership. So let's get back to our brand new level 3 account. You make a level 3 account, you log in. There's no way that you're going to be making 7.5 mil every 14 days with a brand new account. It can probably be done somehow, probably through some sort of merching at the Grand Exchange. But for the average player that doesn't know anything about the game, you're not going to be able to make 7.5 mil every 14 days on a low level account. You're probably not even going to be able to do that on a mid-level account. I mean, there are ways to do it, but they're very tedious, and it would probably take you the entire 14 days just to make the 7.5 mil you need for that bond. So what do? You're going to want to pay for several months of membership to get yourself started. Now, you might not want to spend the money now, but it will help you in the long run. At the current time, you can get 1 month of membership again for $12.49 US dollars, but you can also buy a 6-month package for $59.99. If you did it recurring by 1 month, it's going to be $74.94 for those 6 months, but if you get the 6-month package, you're only paying $60. Now that's half a year. 6 months is plenty of time in old school RuneScape to build an account. You have the wiki available to you. There are really helpful players in the game, including in my clan chat. You can come in there and ask people, any questions you have at any time. And there are many clan chats that are open to people asking questions like that. I just use mine as an example because I know that's how it is. I run it. But regardless of that, if you spend the money up front to get yourself in a position to make money for bonds, you're going to put yourself in a whole lot better position for the long run. During that 6-month period, you'll have the ability to grind out achievement diaries, quests, level skills that are going to be able to make you the money that you're going to need to upkeep a bond. Now, 6 months could be a stretch for some people. Maybe you might not need that much time and you could just do the month-by-month basis, or you might need a little bit more time depending on the amount of available time in your day that you actually have to play. But as a rough time frame, I would say between 6 and 12 months of membership is where you're going to want to start out if you're going to continue playing old school RuneScape. Between that 6 and 12 months, you are definitely going to be able to put yourself in the best possible position to upkeep your membership with old school bonds. Now, you can also just buy bonds from the shop items that Jagex offers, but 1 bond is $7.99, and again, it's only going to get you 14 days, 3 bonds for $23.99, so it is definitely a better value to pay month by month or get the 6-month package rather than go ahead and buy yourself bonds that are only going to last you, 14 days. So now you have the advice of how to get to the point where you can afford bonds, but what exactly do you train to get there? Well, PVM is absolutely the best money in the game. It is hands down the best consistent moneymaker in old school RuneScape, and that is high level PVM. So basically what you're going to want to focus on here is going to be your combat stats and your Slayer level. Those are the 2 most important things to keeping up a bond in the easiest possible way. Now, if you go over to the old school RuneScape wiki, which there is a link in the description below, you can just search money making guide. This will bring up a huge table of what you can do to make profit. Now, you'll notice on this webpage that many of these, if not 85% of these, are all going to be based on PVM, especially the higher ones. Like for example, at the very top of the list is Killing Next. The hourly profit right now is 10.7 million GP per hour. Now that is including drops in there. You're probably going to need to do that a lot more than 1 hour just to make enough money for a bond. But hey, you could go there, get lucky, get a low KC Torva plate body, boom, you have membership bonds for God knows how long, however much that's worth, divided by the cost of a bond. Now, the higher your levels, the easier it is going to be to maintain your bond. And I say this all the time, but Slayer runs this game. The Slayer skill absolutely runs this game. Nobody's going to change my mind on that. And let's just take a look at my current loot tracker in RuneLite, just to put that into perspective. So right now at my Alchemical Hydra loot tab, I have a total of 247 kills, and that's really not that many. As for that kill count, it took me around 10 hours roughly to get that many kills, 3.8 mil per hour, that gets me 5 bonds in 10 hours. As for the next one, Cerberus. Now this one is pretty good, and you can get lucky anywhere just like I've gotten lucky here. 3 primordial crystals, 3 smoldering stones. It's worth 123 million. Took me roughly 24 hours to do that amount of kills, 5.1 mil per hour. That's 16 bonds. Last, check out Vorkath here. I don't have any unique drops in the Vorkath one here. It took me about 7 hours to get this amount of kills, 3.4 mil per hour, and it gets me 3 bonds. So in total, we're looking at 24 total bonds just from that loot there in about 41 hours. So a little less than 2 days of playtime, I can get this much money and get 24 bonds. That's a lot of membership. And nobody says you need to do that the entire time, but regardless, you're looking at this, it's gonna take you roughly about 2 to 3 hours at any one of these bosses to make your bond for the next 14 days. Now, Slayer can play a huge part in upkeeping your bond, but it doesn't always have to be combat related. You can also make about 3.2 mil per hour just by pickpocketing elves. Now, it is recommended that you have 85 or higher thieving to do this, but if you do have 99, that is, the best possible thing. So thieving is not entirely useless. You're looking at just over a couple of hours every 14 days to get yourself a bond from pickpocketing elves, assuming you're on drop rate with everything. Something else you could do while passively training agility is the Hallowed Sepulcher, 2.9 mil an hour there, so it'll take you roughly 3 hours or so to get a bond from the Hallowed Sepulcher. Crafting blood runes, 2.8 mil per hour there. Crafting Wrath runes, if you have 95 rune crafting, 2.8 mil an hour as well. So what I'm saying here is make sure you get your levels up. You're taking that 6 to 12 months we talked about earlier, training your stats up so you can be in the position to do different activities to get your bond. Obviously, Slayer is going to be the easiest, or just bossing in general, but there are other options throughout old school RuneScape that don't have to do with combat. Maybe you're just a skilling pure and that's all you like to do. Well, there's still something for you. So the TLDR for this video is basically get yourself 6 to 12 months of old school RuneScape membership with your credit card. That'll get you started on your way to completing levels. You want to get those levels up. You want to get quests done, unlock areas of the map, achievement diaries. Most importantly, get your Slayer and combat levels up. After you do that, you're in a prime position to upkeep your account with bonds. Then you can use those bonds to upkeep your membership while you train your other skills, such as the thieving skill for the elf pickpocketing that we mentioned earlier, or rune crafting for blood runes, wrath runes. There's always something out there, whether it be PVM related or skilling related, that is going to be able to let you maintain membership with old school RuneScape bonds. So that is going to do it for this one, guys. Andrew Van Baron, I hope that I have answered your question completely and that you are satisfied with all of the answers that I have provided to you on how to keep up a bond and when is it worth it to do so. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up down below. They really do help the video's popularity. If you haven't done so yet, tap the subscribe button on your way out. Don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you can suggest your own video topic every week on Sunday. Good luck, guys, on the next topic. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.